We're going to take a look at the new additions to the Philadelphia Eagles roster in 2023. A very early look because these guys aren't guaranteed to make the final 53. But we're going to look at the guys that came in via the draft, via undrafted free agents, the rookie priority signings we got, as well as guys who came in through free agency. So let's get started. What's up? It's your boy Cintron. Come back at you with another analysis / news video. And I kid you not, that's my real name. And man, this roster is shaping up to be something nice. When it was supposed to be destroyed in the offseason with all the the vultures coming in to pick the bones of the Eagles carcass that was still full of fatty meat. It was meat with fat. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. Let's look at the guys that are truly coming in new, not guys that were on the roster last year, but these guys are new to the green, the midnight green, and they stand to make an impact or not. Let's go down the list. Let's start with the all-important position, QB, Marcus Mariota. He's coming in to back up, so hopefully he doesn't make an impact. Hopefully he just makes an impact by not making an impact on the field, but behind the scenes. Tanner McKee, hopefully more of the same, but I hope that he can contribute to being the QB factory that Howie Roseman really sees us being. We drafted him in the 5th or 6th round, to do so. Tall guy, 6'7" or 6'8". Has some, he's all over the place kind of with his intangibles, but he has the physical makeup. Next, running back, Rashad Penny. The key with this guy, he's explosive. Had, I think, 6 and like 5 and 6 in the last 2 years, yards per carry, which is explosive, phenomenal, amazing at 6 foot 220. The one question with him has always been health. He's never played a full season. I repeat, he's never played a full freaking season. So get it out of your mind that this guy is going to come in and change the game. First, he's got to change his game status to availability. Full, green, not this yellow crap. Not going out, in a big blaze of glory with the knee injury or something of the sort, shin injury, whatever he had the last 2 years ago. The guy just has to stay healthy, and he could be a true impact player. But I don't trust him, which is why the next guy, DeAndre Swift, who also has his own problems. He's missed 3 games at least, I think, in his first 3 seasons. Has his own issues, demons with staying healthy. But he did average 5.5 a carry last year. Great. He had a awesome opening game against us in the Motor City in Detroit. Running around us, catching the ball on us. We saw all we wanted to see, for us to be like, oh well, this guy's available. If Miles splits, we're gonna go out and acquire this guy, or if he's available. And thankfully how we did for a lowly 7th round pick and a future 2025 4th rounder, which will be nothing. But we can't trade away too many of those picks. We got to process the future as it comes and not as it has gone. Days of future, gone past. Whatever X-Men movie, what I'm talking about. But I'm hoping that he can make the impact. Rashad Penny he can do a little bit of receiving. He's mostly used as in the running game. But DeAndre Swift is a true Swiss Army knife, an upgrade to Miles, which it just thoroughly confuses me. He had 50 catches for 500 yards, and I think maybe three TDs his first year, rookie year. Doug used him excellently in the pass game, and then after nobody saw fit to do so. I'm like, he has as much receiving chops as Gainwell, and I feel he's in the same class as DeAndre Swift, but for whatever mysterious reason, we just didn't value that part of his skill set and let it really go to waste. DeAndre Swift, hopefully we take advantage of his 156 career catches. He averages about 50 a year, which is nice, and he can be used in more than just screens and in that way he can be actually used out as an outlet out of the backfield as a receiver in the option route, multifaceted. So I hope we really delve into that that background of his and really exploit that. Only 29 targets. I think that was the top for our running backs. So we stand to gain a lot. And let's see if Johnson, the new O coordinator, is going to have Jalen focus more on that area of his game and target, the backside of the backfield. And yeah, just it's another weapon in your cadre of weapons that you have on offense, and this just makes the offense more deadly, and it just makes better use of spacing and formations and spreading the defense out, keeping them guessing, keeping them off balance, and getting in their heads. So I mean, yeah, all that to say, he can have a big impact, even more so than Miles, because we didn't let Miles be Miles. But the next guy, Olamide Zaccheaus. I don't know. This could be middling. It could be slight, or it could be moderate, or it could be nothing at all, because this really hinges on the battle, between him and Quez Watkins, who's going to win that slot receiving job. And Quez, he's valuable to us. He's not going to be traded because he can play inside and outside. And we have, we have a big hole behind the starters at receiver, Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. But that being said, Zaccheaus will also be a key reserve, because in the event that Quez goes down, or he just, he goes through a funk, and we want to try a different guy, or he, is the third wheel that makes the offense go. I know that's weird to say, but the receiver, let's just say he's a better fit. I mean, he just has a hot hand and he catches fire. Roll with him and move forward. So finding a slot receiver could make this offense even more deadly. A third receiver, and we'll see what we have, either by way of old or by way of the new. Dan Arnold, being a number 2 tight end, a receiving tight end, but he has some blocking chops. Solid guy, but he had somewhat of a breakout season, 400 yards. I don't know if it was last year or the last 2 years, but he can definitely help in that area. Will he upgrade, or will he outplay the 2 guys behind him, Stoll and Grant Calcaterra? We shall see. But I like competition. You see that the theme being that being a theme here at wide receiver and at tight end. So we'll see how it goes. And also playing into that, O-line, Tyler Steen. He could come in and replace, because of the big loss that, we suffered, even though, we still have, I think, the best O-line in the league across the board. We lost Sampson. I want to call him Sampson. I can't even think of his name right now. But he went off to Pittsburgh, signed I think a $7 million a year contract, maybe 3 years, $21 million. But we're going to miss Isaac Seumalo. That's his name. Golly. But Tyler Steen could come in and step right in, potentially, and play a guard, or it could be a swing tackle. So he has, a key versatility, the depth. He's backing up our starters and providing key depth there. He could play a tackle, or we could just slot him in at guard or the inside interior line. And if not this year, maybe next year. I think this is a futures pick, with Cam Jurgens, most likely, I believe he's going to step in at right guard and give us quality snaps, to help us, keep this line at, the elite level. Maybe more, could be, I don't know. He looked great last year, so of course it was in mop-up duty, but we shall see. The big position, and I finally got over it. I finally have accepted it in my heart and my mind. And it was really the right thing to do, even though I really wanted Bijan, to elevate this offense. I do think it was the right move. Even in my heart of hearts, I wanted Bijan, but I know in deep in the recesses of my mind that it was the right move to go in and get Jalen Carter, man. This guy, potentially the best player in the draft, coming out. The sordid history and, the tale of his work ethic and all the things surrounding him. But the guy is a talent. You cannot take that away from him. And just putting him on a squad with guys, basically Georgia North here in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Bulldogs, guys that he knows very well, that can keep him accountable, hold him accountable, and just give him a level of comfortability here. You don't want him to get too comfortable, but you do want the player to be able to be, feel at home. And when he does feel comfortable, he's able to, to play his best, effort, put his best effort out there on the field. And the guy, he has otherworldly talent, athletic, did a 360 windmill, dunk while he was, playing horse with Howie Roseman. So the guy is an athletic freak. And, man, he has the potential to really lock down a spot next to Jordan Davis and give us a talented duo for, the foreseeable future. Ideally, we're probably going to want to lock up, if those guys play well, up to what our expectations, and maybe beyond that. We're gonna try to lock up that duo for the foreseeable future. Maybe a decade, maybe plus, with those guys terrorizing the league from the interior of the defensive line. And Moro Ojomo, insurance in case maybe Jalen doesn't work out, but also depth, for the future, because we're not gonna have Fletcher Cox next year. Kentavious Street is on a 1-year deal. Tuiala, I can't pronounce his name. He's gonna, I think, have maybe a year or two more on this deal. So we're gonna need depth going forward. And Morrow was supposed to be selected at maybe 80 to 100 picks before where he went. He was a the fifth round value, found in the 7th round. So another steal, man. Just shaping up to be a great draft class that we got. A++. So Keely Ringo. I mean, before we get there, sorry, linebacker Nicholas Morrow. So he lost with our linebackers, and we'll get to safeties in a second, but that can't be understated. N'Kobe Dean, we believe saw flashes of greatness last year. He just didn't have a chance to get on the field because we had 2 excellent guys in front of him, because they're white, and one T.J. Edwards. So they played solidly. If we just get adequate play from the linebackers, I believe that'll be enough. We don't need to be spectacular, but I do believe Dean has the potential. But he's a first-year starter, second-year player, so we'll see how he adjusts to step up in responsibility, maybe having the green dot on his helmet, and it'll be very telling to see how our linebackers play, because I think they have the requisite talent, at least at the baseline. How much further can they go, especially in N'Kobe Dean? He was a star on that Georgia defense in 2021, and I see why they wanted him. On a bit of the smaller side, both of them. Nicholas Morrow, he had career best last year, 116 tackles with the Bears, a former safety, so he's athletic and playing pass coverage, can also rush the passer. So a talented guy, but he was had for only, I think, $1 million in change, and no guarantees essentially. So I mean, the position could be upgraded. So it all depends on how he wants to do there, or if he's he thinks we're finished at the linebacker position. At the very least, I would love to get more depth. The guys behind him, I don't trust him further than I can spit. To start or give us a quality snaps in a pinch. So we shall see. But the big, well, we yet signed him, but the big draft pick, Nolan Smith, the action figure with the huge biceps and the Superman-esque body line. It's going to give us so much at linebacker. I was only thinking about him rushing the passer because he has 4.39 speed, but he did have a good run defense rating, even given his size. He's 6'3", like 238. He plays in the 240s. Cool, but you're still on the smaller side, and being able to set the edge. He was able to do that at Georgia, having I think a 92% run stuffing rate or something like that. But against the run, he was highly ranked and highly regarded, even at his size. But he was able to duck under. The guy can he's athletic. He can duck under tackles, going full speed and not lose any head of steam. He's got to work on that signature move, but man has so much potential, and we got him at pick 30 when some people had him mocked to us at 10, and just got a steal at the end of the first round, the penultimate pick of the first round, and he's slated to maybe go in the teens, then go there 20s would have been good value. We got him at great value, no Walmart, at pick 30. So love it. He can play any linebacker position, but he's also he's a good dropper in pass coverage. So he's not great, but he can play in space. Some can get better at that as well, but maybe already the best coverage linebacker that we have, which says a lot. And then he'll just give us so much versatility. We can maybe rush Hassan and drop him, or drop both, and both inside. So there's so many options. He can he can not. He's not just doing one thing. He can be a jack of all trades back there in the Eagles defense. So we'll see how they play him, and I think, or maybe have him wear a couple hats. There at the linebacker position. Man, it's gonna be great. Gives us so much versatility, and they're in the front seven. So next, Keely Ringo, hoping he doesn't play because he's just raw still. There's a reason he fell from projected potential first rounder, most likely second rounder, to fourth rounder. I wish we could have got Ade too. You know, the lineman out of Northwestern, ran a 4.48, sick, disgusting. But you know that's all done. You know, the Colts have a track squad that they drafted there. Awesome. Look at the top five guys that they or the top five athletic guys that they drafted. Awesome. But Greedy Williams, more likely, you know, guy who get play. I think he could make the roster, you know, depending on, you know, not just on his draft pedigree, but, you know, the guy has a requisite talent, but we shall see. He's a tall corner, 6'2", I think around 200 pounds, runs like a 4.3, and an athletic guy, but, you know, he just fell off there in Cleveland, and, I mean, no wonder it wasn't a good squad, good team, but, man, if he can fit on this roster, I think I really like him coming in and spot. He has former starting experience, and he was a second-round pick, so that says a lot about, you know, his potential, even though he didn't fulfill it there in Cleveland. Terrell Edmonds, this is has the potential to be one of the most game-changing spots for us. Safety, we brought in, we see three guys. I think maybe we brought in another guy. We brought in three, but I mean, it can have a huge impact. We lost both starting safeties. C.J. Gardner-Johnson went on to greener pastures, but Marcus Epps did as well. He was kind of an oversight because he was steady, and just having him, you know, just being steady in his defense last year, not being spectacular like the other guys surrounding you, kind of makes you the dullard and makes you underrated, even though like they made him look better than he was. But that being said, just to even be steady, you know, he was a very forgettable player, but he was in the right place at the right time most times. So kudos, you know, for that. So I mean, just giving stability back there. But you having those two guys on the outside, lockdown guys, that makes the safety job easier, which is something that Terrell Edmonds said, and I think he's going to be the top guy, the top option. It could be Reed Blankenship, but I think he can have a huge impact. Only 5 career interceptions, but he could have a new career high, maybe tie his career high this year. Playing behind those guys, he's a solid guy. Doesn't make too many mistakes. Can tackle very well, play in the box. Doesn't miss tackles. So I mean, him playing back there behind those guys could, we have these two playing in combination as a tandem. I like the potential. With Sidney Brown as the wild card, you know, the guy we can, you know, use as a chess piece in, you know, a sort of Troy Polamalu-esque role. Man, he has such great potential. He equaled C.J. Gardner-Johnson, albeit at the collegiate level, and picks last year with 6, 10 overall. So he didn't just have, he wasn't just a one-year wonder. The guy's talented. 5'10", very, stockily built, but very solid. 4.47. So he's athletic free. He has a twin brother who runs a 4.4 as well. Played running back there at Illinois, the Fighting Illini. Yeah, I know my team's squads. But yeah, man, he can do a lot if he wins that job there. But he's got a better Reed Blankenship and Terrell Edmonds. We don't know what combination of those three we could get, but I think this would be the most talented duo out of the two, out of the 3 guys. And Reed wouldn't be bad. I think we still maybe see him in some 3 safety looks sets because the guy is just talented. Got to get him out there on the team on the field. Justin Evans, if he's playing, trouble. And these are some of the undrafted free agents that we brought in. Some of these guys have some talent, but they have issues. That's reason that they went undrafted. Eli Ricks, talented guy. Does he have his head on straight? He's gonna be healthy. Rangy, tall, and has decent speed. Mekhi Garner, even heavier guy, taller, even longer, a little bit slower, but you could maybe look at him as a hybrid, safety / corner. Trevor Reed, tall guy, has a decent size, but can he excel at Southern University? Ben Van Sumeren, man, the athletic freak, man, runs a 4.4, 6'3", but 230, 240. Talented guy, transferred from Michigan to Michigan State, and yeah, man, he just pops out. He passes the eye test. Lateral quickness a little bit lacking. But that being said, the guy is an athletic specimen. So if he can just, slowly acclimate his way into the league, learn and get better each and every year, he could be special in a couple of years, maybe. Joseph Nagata, talented guy, but just not very consistent. Jaden Hasselwood played with Jalen. I think he transferred to Arkansas from Oklahoma. 121 career catches, and 6'2", 215. So like he could do that Zach Pascal role, fill the Zach Pascal role. But that being said, if he's willing to do it, and he wasn't the most willing blocker, could play in the slot, that size though, which is great, size, and he's not a speed guy, but he has quickness. I think he had like a 6'5" or 6'3", 3 or 4 cone. I think 3 cone. Man, the guy is quick. So using that, man, could definitely be a weapon as a third receiver. But we'll see. And then Ty Zettner, punter, but did kicks as well at Kansas State. Talented guy. Could be emergency kicker for us if we had an injury there with our guy Jake Elliott. But man, he would fill 2 roles potentially with a backup. Saving us a roster spot. Well, in case of emergency, but the guy's got a leg, man. So I'd love to see him win that battle. But Aaron Siposs, he's good maybe when he needs to be, but gotta come in the clutch. He fucked up last year in the Super Bowl, or this past year. All right, let's get into some things around the league, man. The Washington Redskins can't catch a fucking break. They're selling the franchise, but then here, no luck. Commanders called luck before trading for Wentz. So man, tampering. We just saw the Arizona Cardinals get in trouble for that. We saw that Gannon's head wasn't in the game when he was supposed to be game planning for the Chiefs. Chiefly, he was concerned with getting the Arizona Cardinals job. So, man, that guy, man, just, it just makes it all the more just tragic that we had a guy who didn't even have his heart set on having our guys defend like they should have been, and was more concerned with the Super Bowl being an afterthought and the thereafter. Just sad, but Skins can't catch a break. Well, not even the Skins, Commanders, but they don't command shit. They don't command any respect in this league. Getting sold maybe for $1.1 billion. That threshold, they might be willing to cut a deal because they don't want Danny Snyder in there anymore. So, All right, let's get into other things around the league. See what's going on. Trey Flowers signed Atlanta Falcons. Interesting. You see some cuts here, people that we don't even care about. Kareem Jackson signed up for another year. He's on year 14. I think he's going to play safety for the Denver Broncos. I think he got hurt last year, so we didn't really get to see him play. Guys we don't care about, guys we don't even know. Isaac Pacheco, man, this is interesting. Broken bone in his hand, played through it, and a torn labrum, so the guy's tough, man. But how that could impact him in this late into the season, or the offseason, why he waited this late, interesting, but, their first or second round pick, their pass rusher, also undergoing surgery for a thumb, so that's why he didn't participate in camp. Man, interesting. All right, Jacqueline Roy, guy that, he signed to a rookie deal. We don't care about that. Andre Chicheria, practice squad level guy, getting cut, so doesn't really impact us. And then some more garbage news, but we're going to go to the front page and then we're going to close this video out. Already too long. We'll probably get this video up maybe tomorrow. Interesting. And, man, Donovan Smith from the Buccaneers was cut this past offseason, and he'll be playing left tackle for the Chiefs with, I think, Jawan Taylor from the Jaguars signed a $20 million per year deal. We're playing right tackle, so they got their left tackle late here, but, we'll see how that line. I'm really interested to see how in the matchup with the Chiefs goes on neutral playing field. That'll set the tone, and that'll show me all I need to know, because we didn't have a good turf out there. So neutralize the Eagles pass rush, which changed the dichotomy of that game, that matchup, key matchup. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I mean, like I don't know what if it's a week 1 game, because they like to put the Super Bowl champion up against a team that they played in past season. What better way to do it than a Super Bowl rematch? Who cares about the who wins? As far as like bragging rights, they won the ring, so that's all that matters. And Kadarius Toney is the number 1, maybe. Does he have the maturity? I mean, really, Travis Kelce is your number 1. So I mean, anybody is gonna even if they're the number 1 receiver, if they're extremely talented, they're still gonna be second fiddle to that guy. So, anyways, that'll be all. We'll get to a video tomorrow, but it's all good because you're not even watching though. Time for the Demon Slayer, but now I'm gonna slay my demons. I'm playing. Anyways, as always, it's Fly Eagles Fly, and let's motherfucking go! Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.